next cycle is going to start working. So it turn on the compressor and the fan of the condenser, and in about 2 more seconds it's going to turn on the fan of the evaporator. It is now. I turn on the fan of the evaporator. You can see here the low and high temperature of the system. In this case, this is the low temperature. I expect it to be anywhere between 90 and 100 psi. And this is the pressure of the high side. So I expect this to stabilize about 400 psi. So in this case, when you have the low pressure about 100 degrees, if you look at the vapor diagram, you are going to see that you are going to be very close to it's going to be about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So in this case, so we have 1.6, 1.10, so this is in centigrades. So we have right now is, that's about right. So that's going to be about it's going to be about 0 degrees centigrades. So here we're going to be monitoring this through the sensor that we have in the that we have inside, but also I have this thermometer here in the mini container 2, and in this case we have 16 degrees inside. So in this case what we have is so in these numbers that you see here is the current state of the compressor, valve 1, valve 2, and the evaporator. So valve 1 is the valve for mini container 1, valve 2 is the valve for mini container 2, and right now you have the compressor that is working, that's 1. So we have the valve for mini container 1, which is 1, that means that that's open, and the valve for the mini container 2 is 1, which means that it's open. And finally we have the last number, which is the evaporator, so that's also working, so it's going to be 1. If in this case a closed valve is represented by a number 0, and a working compressor is represented with 1, and is represented with 1, and the when it's not working is a 0. Same thing with evaporator. Right now those are the only 4 control systems that we have. So but you can see that for instance the temperature in the second mini container, it was like 17 degrees. The reason that's so is because it's at the end of the line, so usually it's going to get more cold air, so it's going to cool down faster. Something that we need to think about is this. So the mini container 1, the one that I want to use for cold temperature, is better insulated than the other one. So you are going to see the temperature fluctuation is going to be much higher in mini container 2. So I'm going to stop this recording for a second, and I'll come back when we have something interesting to show you.